Hi, everyone. Assuming you're watching this, this is Margot P., co host of the Book versus Movie podcast, and wanted to share a little bit about the book that we're going to be discussing this week. Is kind of my hot take because I'd never read it before. You probably have. I'm really late on the train. Um, but this week we're going to be discussing The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Maxey. And I just read it a few days ago. I've been kind of ruminating on it, and I actually bought the latest edition. The original edition, if you remember, it's like a little book, sort of like that big. This newer edition that goes with the movie that we're going to be talking about, which I still have not seen, I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Um, it's much bigger. Look how big this is. And it's in color. It's very similar, I guess, to the look of the film. Anyway, it got me thinking a lot about our post election landscape. And there's been a lot of videos about um, people setting healthy boundaries and having difficult conversations finally with people in their lives who are um, not making great choices in terms of enabling um, bigotry and discrimination and cruelty and so on. This book is really interesting. It's so simple. It's kind of for kids, but it really is more for adults if you've never read it. Um, very sparse, very few words. This has way more words in it than the original book does. The book has the original has a lot of the line drawings are very sketchy, I guess is the word I'm looking for, not in a bad way. But the dialogue, the words are very sparse. One of my favorite points in the book, it's kind of early on. The boy first meets this mole. The boy, there's just a boy. He's wandering around in a winter landscape, and he meets this mole. And the mole is kind of the little sage of the book. The mole is the wise one, and the mole. Anyway, I won't spoil it for you, although we will spoil it on the episode, just FYI. But one of my favorite points comes early on. The boy and the mole are sitting together on the branch of a tree. And it says, what do you want to be when you grow up? Asked the mole. Kind, said the boy. And that's really interesting because he doesn't say nice. He says kind, which is two different things. And this book really, it's from 2019, as I said, I think. But it really explores the difference between being kind and being nice. And just my personal opinion. And by the way, we don't talk politics really on book versus movie, but I'll just speak for myself. Uh, we're both feminists. We're both progressives. We both, in our offline lives, are very involved politically. My job is political, so I have a lot of places where I can talk about like my feelings about the election and all of my hot takes. I have people in my life, my real regular life, where I get to have those conversations all the time. So I don't really need to do them here, but I certainly have very hard boundaries about certain things, namely bigotry. This book is really fascinating to me because again, it's 2019. So historically, where are we? It's right before the pandemic, but it's after several years of something that we're going to be experiencing again. And the boy doesn't say he wants to be nice. The boy wants to be kind. He aspires to be kind. And I really love the way the book presents that kind versus nice discussion in terms of, being nice is really being quiet. Being nice is not ruffling feathers. Being nice is not being nice is often refraining from doing a lot of things, refraining from saying what you really think. People always say, well, I'm just being nice, meaning I'm not really saying what I really think. And I'm not going to upset you, by disagreeing with you. And in my opinion, just my opinion, um, for those of us who are reeling and wondering how we got here, I feel very much that how we got here was by too many people being nice and just wanting to have a nice Thanksgiving. I just wanted to have a nice Thanksgiving. Personally, I'm not above destroying Thanksgiving. But you know what? I'm a person of tremendous privilege. I have a lot of privilege. And one of those privileges is that I never really have to worry about Thanksgiving or Christmas or any of those family get togethers, because I've had a lot of those difficult conversations already. Everybody that we spend those times with are people that are kind, that are considerate, that are compassionate. So let's talk about kind. If nice is being quiet and just um, not ruffling feathers for somebody else's, basically it's making yourself uncomfortable to make somebody else comfortable. That's being nice, in my opinion. And but being kind is an active, a much more active thing. Being kind is considering how my choices, how my actions impact others. And if my choices and actions are causing harm to others, even others I don't know, I got to rethink that. So the boy aspires to be kind, and then the other animals in the book really show what that looks like. There's a very famous point in the book where they encounter a fox, and the fox, which is a predator, right? The fox is caught in a snare or trap. And what do wild animals do when they're caught in a trap? They lash out at everybody. That's why they say, like, if you see an injured animal on the side of the road, do not stop and pick it up. Call the animal, some kind of, animal. I forget what there's initials, and they're not popping into my mind, but animal control basically. And because a wild injured animal is going to just lash out at everybody, they don't know that you're trying to help them. They don't know that you're a good person, right? They're just lashing out. And the fox is ensnared in this trap set by a human. And the boy and the mole come upon the fox, and the fox threatens the mole. The fox says to the mole, "I'm going to kill you. Like, do a good thing I'm in this trap, because if I weren't, I would eat you right up." And the mole, who's the kind sage in the story, says, "But if you stay in this trap, you're gonna die." And so the mole, this little creature, who the fox has already said, "I'm going to murder," he gnaws through the snare and frees the fox. And there's no way we're going to be able to free the foxes in our lives um, without risking a little bit, and so many people are just even afraid to push back, have a little bit of an awkward conversation. And so here we are. So yeah, it's a great book. If you've not read it, I really recommend it. And if you are, again, reeling in this time, uh one, first of all, if you're watching this, you certainly have a level of privilege that we all do just to be here. How can we leverage that to make things better for the more vulnerable brothers and sisters that we have right now? And yeah, look for ways that you can help. There's always ways. Support your local library. Literally, by going and checking out books, you're helping support your local library. If you're worried about the price of food going up, look for ways to protect and support our farm workers. There's all kinds of things that we have the power to do right now. And this book, I think, is really wonderful, that in reframing the way that we're looking at the roles, the boxes that we put people into. So it gives me a lot of hope for this time, because I know that this was written at a similarly dark time, that we survived, because here we are. So great book. The Boy, the Mole, The Fox and the Horse. I cannot wait to see the movie. If you want to hear, I don't know if we're doing a video version of the episode this time or not, but if you want to at least hear the episode, hear our conversation about it, that will be over at my main channel, which is at She's Nacho Mama. And thanks for joining me. And coming up, I think I'm going to do a video of recommendations. I've seen some wonderful people talking about giving book recommendations for this time to kind of help us navigate this landscape that we're in. And I thought I would do ones, I haven't seen anybody do a list of illustrated books, i.e., graphics, i.e., comic books, to help us navigate this time as adults and as parents, if you're a parent or if you're a student. So I might do that next. In the meantime, I will be finding those videos that other people are doing and putting them in a playlist. You can find them here on my channel. That playlist is called Great, I think all capital letters, TBR. And yeah, check that out. And thanks for being here. And check out this book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Maxey.